Have you ever heard of a train that only takes passengers who fall asleep? Once you board it, there's no way back. This isn't just a dream. This is Area 13's sleeping train, where sleep is a trap and waking up means death. Sleeping Shadows, the secret train of Area 13. 15 episodes, English version. Episode 1, The Last Platform. Rain poured heavily. Emily arrived at an abandoned railway station at 12:30 a.m. A rusty board read, Area 13, Last Platform. The ticket booth was closed. Just then, an old woman appeared beside her and whispered, This train takes you to sleep. And no one wakes up. Episode 2, The Dark Train. Emily stepped forward and saw an old rusty train approaching. It had no lights, no conductor, only a single dim window glowing faintly. The doors opened on their own. As she stepped inside, a whisper brushed her ear. Sleep. And we'll take you. Episode 3, The Scent of Sleep. The train started moving. All passengers inside were fast asleep. Their breaths were uneven, whispering strange words in sleep. Emily felt her eyes closing. But voices grew louder in her head. You're not allowed to sleep yet. Episode 4, The Strange Conductor. A figure entered the carriage. Tall, cloaked in black, with a pale mask and empty white eyes. It walked row by row, placing a hand on each sleeping face and murmuring unknown words. Emily hid, but a voice echoed in her mind. Once asleep, they belong to us. Episode 5, The Nameless Stop. The train stopped at a platform with no name. Doors opened. 2 passengers, still asleep, stepped out and walked into the forest beyond the station. Emily watched from the window. The woods were alive, shadows moving like sleepwalkers. Episode 6, No Turning Back. Emily tried to open the door to escape, but a cold mechanical voice said, Do not look back. The train entered a tunnel. The walls were covered in words. Sleep is a trap. Emily realized she wasn't in a dream, but a prison made of sleep. Episode 7, The Whispers Rise. The whispering inside the train grew louder, thousands of voices speaking at once. Each passenger's dream echoed in the air. Some said, We're alive but cannot return. Others screamed, Our bodies sleep but our souls are trapped. Episode 8, The Sleepwalkers. At another stop, dozens of people stood outside, sleeping, eyes shut, standing perfectly still. The conductor silently guided them on board. Emily's heart froze. One of them was her brother, missing for 2 years. Episode 9, The Sleep Chamber. One door on the train read, Sleep Chamber, only for the marked. When Emily touched it, the door opened by itself. Inside was darkness and a single bed. As she stepped in, a voice whispered, Sleep now.
You are one of us.
Episode 10, The Prison of Dreams. Emily fell asleep, but there were no dreams. She awoke in a gray field filled with wandering souls, thousands of silent people, walking without purpose, without sight. A voice echoed, Here, time doesn't exist. Only sleep does. Episode 11, The Door of Reality. A girl appeared in the dream, the only one who could speak. She said, To escape, find the door marked Wake Up. But be warned, it opens only once. Emily started searching through the gray world. Episode 12, The Shadows Chase. Emily spotted a shadow. It was the masked conductor laughing. You chose sleep, he said. Now you stay. Emily ran, attacked him, but he vanished into black smoke. She kept running, guided only by instinct. Episode 13, The Wake Up Door. She found the door, golden, glowing with blood-red letters. Wake up. As she approached, all the trapped souls turned toward her. Their hands grabbed her, begging her to stay. But she ran, forced the door open, and a light swallowed her. Episode 14, Back at the Platform. Emily woke up, back at the Area 13 platform. Rain poured again. The train was gone. But a strange mark was now on her wrist, and the same one that marked the sleepers. Behind her, a shadow moved. It was the conductor. Episode 15, The Train Will Return. Emily had returned home, but nothing felt real. Her body was back in her warm apartment, but her soul still felt trapped on that cursed train. The rain outside her window sounded too familiar. Every thunderclap reminded her of the tunnel. Every shadow flickering from the streetlight felt like it was watching her. And worst of all, she couldn't sleep. For days, Emily tried. She took sleeping pills. She drank warm milk. She counted sheep until her mind went numb. But every time she closed her eyes, even for a moment, she saw the train, the black locomotive, the glowing window, the white-eyed conductor standing silently on the last platform, waiting. She knew deep inside, the mark on her wrist hadn't faded. She wasn't free. She had just been delayed. One night, as lightning cracked the sky and the rain grew heavier, Emily sat alone on her couch, the TV playing static. She hadn't touched the remote. It just changed. The screen turned black, then red words faded in. Next departure, midnight. Her heart froze. She jumped up and turned off the TV. But then a knock. 3 slow taps at the door. She hesitated. Every instinct screamed not to answer, but her legs moved anyway. She opened the door. No one was there at first. Then she looked down. A little boy stood quietly in the hallway. Soaking wet, pale skin, blue lips. His eyes wide, unblinking. He didn't say a word. He simply raised his small hand and held out a ticket. Emily stepped back, trembling. The paper was yellowed, stained, the same kind of ticket she had once seen on the train. Written in dark blood-red ink, Area 13, next departure tonight. The boy smiled, barely noticeable, and turned around. He walked away, but his feet never touched the ground. Emily shut the door, bolted it, and backed away in fear. But then she noticed something horrifying. The ticket was now in her hand. She hadn't taken it. She didn't remember touching it. But it was there, warm, pulsing, as if alive. And suddenly she was no longer in her apartment. She stood on the platform again. Rain falling, fog swirling, the train screeching into view. The conductor stepped out, stretched out a gloved hand, and whispered, "This time, you don't get to wake up." The whistle blew. The doors opened, and Emily stepped forward.